Hi, I'm back again. This was literally the worst day I've had in such a long time. And honestly, in comparison to other issues from this summer, this really wasn't that bad. But you know when something just happens and it just overall 0 out of 10 day, that was today. So, for those of you that don't know, I work 2 jobs, and in the beginning of the summer I had 3, and a lot of the time, just with home life and everything, oh, we have no money. Obviously, no, we have food on the table, we have a house over our heads, and I'm very grateful for what we do have. But it has not always been like that, and it's a very different type of home life when I'm at my dad's house versus my mom's. Just because it's at my mom's, it's you have to work, you have to get your own money if you want to eat, if you want to, get your medication, if you want to go to your doctor's appointments, if you it's shit show. But at my dad's, it's more just I don't want to pay for your clothes, which is a really, really nice change. But okay, anyways, so this week, the last week that I have before school starts, senior year, I have to work 60 and a half hours. And I'm happy because I'm getting a nice paycheck out of it, but sometimes it just really makes me wonder how much I prioritize my friends, my family, different experiences, and money. And that's something that I really don't want for myself for the rest of my life, because I pride myself on working and making my own money, just because I want to, I want to take the pressure off my parents, and I don't want them to have to worry about paying for my shit, just because that's how it's been since I was 14. And I just fuck, man. I'm looking back at it, and I absolutely hate how much shit I've missed because I've had to go to work. And originally I was just planning on venting about how I was at the DMV for 6 hours only to come into work an hour late and end up not actually getting my permit and then going tomorrow again at 8 a.m. But I feel like I kind of want to talk about finances, and I kind of want to talk about what it's like to be somebody who's never had financial security, because I feel like there's a lot of people that do know what that feels like and a lot of people that don't know what that feels like. And if you don't know what that feels like, I really hope that you never do. Genuinely, it is, I fucking hate it when people say money doesn't buy happiness, because no, money doesn't buy love. But when you don't have to worry about constantly having a job and having to worry about working 8 hours, nearly 4 days out of your school week, after school, just so that you can fund yourself. I can't even tell you how stressful it is, and I can't tell you what it's like when you grow up with a lot less money, because it's like you're parentified child from day one. So for those of you that don't know what a parentified child is, I mean, it goes to show it's the child who takes on parental roles and responsibilities for themselves. It's you raise yourself a lot, you look after yourself, and in the end, you're well off, because when you're 20 and you gotta, make your own doctor's appointment because mommy and daddy won't do it for you, I mean, it's nice and it's great, but up until that point, it just feels like you missed out on a lot because you did. And it's when you grow up, and the things that you say, because I remember saying to my mom when I was 8 years old, Mom, the moment I can start working, I'm gonna start working, because I would just see her crying over bills and crying over college debt and crying over the fact that she was fucking in her early 20s and trying to raise me. And I mean, I give her a lot of credit, but that puts such a toll on the way I look at money and the way that I prioritize my youth. Because at this point, it's senior scav is coming up. I can't do that because I gotta work. I mean, there are other circumstances, but it's you know, it's things like homecoming and doing red and blue and doing clubs after school or just going to parties or just hanging out with your friends that you don't get to experience because not because you don't want to go and because you do want to work, but because you feel like you have to work. And there's such a huge difference between that. Because if you live in a household where it's an option to work, like, fuck yeah, go you. That's fucking awesome. But please recognize how lucky you are for that. Because, I mean, obviously on Long Island, it's really not that rare to find somebody who has a Louis Vuitton bag. I think is it Louis Vuitton or Louis Vuitton. Those are the shoes. See, that's how fucking poor I am. But it's really difficult when you're growing up in an environment that is absolutely surrounded by money, and you can't experience that. Um, I mean, not to say that you grow up to be grateful for what you have. Like, I remember there was this one Christmas when I was 9 years old, and I think I got like 2 shirts and a couple of bracelets from like Gap, and I could just see the expression on my mom's face because she did the best that she could with the money that she had, but you can tell that I was just trying to be like, I love it, when in reality it was like I want an American Girl doll or some shit like that. But I don't know. Like, now I want to be able to experience what it's like to not have to worry about money and to not have to worry about overworking myself and to not have to worry about will I be able to get my homework done at work. Because as a teenager, ideally your priorities should be school, your friends, your family, and maybe babysitting on the weekends. And that's what I hope that a lot of people have. And a lot of people do have that. And like I was saying before, it's like, on Long Island, it's very easy to be surrounded by wealthy people. And a lot of jealousy comes with that, but also a lot of criticism. Um, I know that I make a lot of jokes about like the rich white women coming into my jobs, and it's true because a lot of them do, and a lot of them do live up to their stereotype about being so fucking rude. Um, but it's like if you're able to have that privilege and you're able to have that type of money, like be humble about it, be happy about it. Maybe like I don't know, like if you know that your friend is having a rough time, like holy shit, the amount of friends that I had offered to me, like if you ever need money, please come to me. If you ever need a ride, please come to me. If you need like I think I have said this probably in just the 2 other videos, but I am so fucking blessed with the people that I have in my life because if I didn't have them, I think like you would probably find me in rehab because like they have kept me on track, they have supported me throughout every single little thing, but not a lot of people are lucky like that. So if you find somebody that is in need of help, whether it just be somebody that they need to talk to, if it's somebody that they need, like buy them a fucking Happy Meal. Like I don't think anybody will understand how much that really means to somebody until they do it and they see the expression and how grateful that person is. Because oh my god, like it's true. Like the tiniest things can change somebody's mindset. Like the customers that I have at Brew, there are some people that make me like want to just shoot them, and then there's this one customer. He's so sweet. He's the sweetest man ever. He comes in all the time. He always gives me like a $2 or $3 tip on like a bill of 6. And he just tells me about his wife and asks me what I want to do, and he reminds me not to work so much. And like you can just tell that he cares, and it's like knowing that there's people like that makes me so happy. And when you're going out to when you're going out to dinner, when you're going out to lunch, when you're going out to breakfast, whatever the fuck it is, but somebody's serving you, please tip 20%. Please don't go out if you don't have tip money. because you don't know what that person has to deal with when they go home. You don't know what it's like to be in the industry until you work for your fucking tips, because that shit sucks. That shit sucks. Like, I wouldn't know at the moment, but my father's a bartender and he works purely off of tips. Purely off of tips. My college fund, we don't fucking have one because we gotta go monthly by paying our bills and shit. And that's okay because things happen. But like, oh my god, I'm so sick. Honestly, like, take a shot every single time I touch my hair if you're drunk. But I'm serious. Like, financial security, no, I can't buy you love, but it can buy you happiness. It can buy you a lot of happiness. It can buy you stress-free nights and a childhood. And I think that that's something that everybody needs to acknowledge, regardless of how much money your parents or you have in your bank account. And it's time that we start talking about it, because it affects everybody. I mean, we can't escape money. We can't escape having to work. We can't escape, growing up or anything. But I think that there was just a lot of us that had to grow up way too fast. And I think that it can affect our mindset at how we see people who were lucky enough to not have to. And sometimes it could be judgmental. I'm guilty of it. And sometimes it could just be an understanding of, you were just lucky. Yeah, that's what like goes through my head most of the time. If you were actually able to like stick through all that, thanks. Yeah, I don't know. Help a homie out when you know they need it. Come visit them at work. Come visit me at work. You probably know my schedule every single fucking day. But if you don't have to worry about working, get a job where you work 2 days a week and enjoy the rest of the time that you have off and spend it with the people that you love and spend it doing things that you like to do and take advantage of that, because not everybody gets to have that. And I would love to live vicariously through a lot of people. So, can't do it for yourself, do it for me. Well, that was a rant. I think this is my first rant. Probably one of many. Well, I have to be up at 8 a.m. to go to the DMV tomorrow. So, good night. Can you fucking click? Oh my god.